Hello and welcome back to my channel, Beauty by India. Today I'm going to show you how to condense all your lipsticks. I have hundreds, and put them in a really neat and convenient palette that you can get to. So we're going to go today from this and this, all these lipsticks, into something really nice and organized with all your favorite colors, customized by you, your own palette. So you can take your favorite colors anywhere and everywhere when you travel. So let's get started. Today I'm going to use an NYX lipstick. I'm going to use a Wet n Wild lipstick, and I have an NYC lipstick and also a MAC lipstick. So you're going to need some alcohol because you want to sanitize everything. I put the alcohol in the spray bottle. You're going to need a palette. You can get palettes from quite a few places. You definitely can buy some at MAC Cosmetics. You can buy them online, eBay, Amazon. You can get them at your craft store. You're going to need a spatula. You're going to need some napkins and some paper towels. And you just want to make sure that your hands are washed and clean. And first we're going to start off by sanitizing our wells. I'm going to spray it with the alcohol and get it very wet. And then I'm going to clean each and every well. Get that nice and clean. I'm going to then spray my spatula and sanitize it. I'm using 91% alcohol. I even like to spray the lipsticks. Get your hands to touch the outside of them, just so that we're careful not to spread any bacteria into these lipsticks. I've washed my hands and I use hand sanitizer, but it doesn't hurt to give your hands even a little bit of a spray. So, let's get started. So what I do once I depot my lipsticks, in order to keep track of them, I take an index card and I make the same amount of lines in a grid format here, so that way I can keep track of all the lipsticks and know exactly what goes where. And then when I'm done, I tuck this card behind my case and I can always refer to it to see what lipstick it is. The first color that I'm going to use is Snob. This is a MAC lipstick, and make sure that you spray your lipsticks so that way they are sanitized, especially if they're used. If it's a new one, you don't necessarily have to worry about that. Sanitary, got to be very sanitary and very clean. So what I do is you can take the spatula usually has two ends, and then you want to take, you can either cut it at an angle, you can cut the top off, pull the top out, and dig what's inside. Here I'm just going to take this, I'm just going to cut probably about this top piece, this whole piece of work. So I've cut the lipstick off and I've applied it in my well, and now what I'm going to do is just press. I'm going to press the lipstick down into the well. You just mash, 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 and the consistency will become smoother. I'm actually going to tilt the camera down a little bit so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. So here's my first color. This is Snob. And I've simply just pressed it into the palette. Go in with my spatula deep and pull out the lip color. And this is great, especially with matte colors, because you can return them and trade them in for another lipstick once you have, I believe, 6 recyclables. So it's a great way to depot all your lipsticks and recycle and earn another item from MAC. It's great that they have a recycle program. So then I simply press and make it as flat as I can, the color into lipstick. Now with MAC, you can basically get two uses out of it. You can cut a lipstick in half. You usually want to use half a lipstick, so you can fill up 2 wells if you like. But I really love the color Snob. I pretty much just applied the other half already using it. So then I wipe off my spatula. And this is the end result. The lipstick in 1 well. You also want to take a Q-tip and I spray it with alcohol. And I clean up around the edges. And there we go. So on to our next color. Our next color is a color by Wet n Wild called Bare It All. And with Wet n Wild, you can really twist. So I'm going to go with half the lipstick, but here what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half and use the bottom half and then stick the top back on. Therefore, I'll still have that angle. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to lay it down, I'm going to slice half of it, retain the top half. I'm going to cut this second half and I'm going to place that inside of my well and I'm going to gently slice it and break it up. There's many ways to do this. Sometimes people heat them up, but I don't like that. Just in case there's glitter, I feel like you can change the consistency. And so if you press a little bit of pressure, the lipstick will mold right into the pot. And you can keep the same texture and consistency. But sometimes when you heat it, it might take the shine away. There's quite a bit in the well of this lipstick of the Wet n Wild brand. Take that out. And press, press, press. And then smooth it out. And then you can take the top of that lipstick and with the angle and press it right in. And there you go. And then you can still use this lipstick and apply it to your lips. So then I'm going to take my Q-tip. I'm going to spray it with my alcohol. I'm going to clean up the edges. Get it nice and neat. And then there you go. You have your second lipstick. I'm going to clean off my spatula. I'm going to write down my 2 lipsticks that I used. Top left, MAC, Snob. The second one is a Wet n Wild, Bare It All. Next I have an NYC lipstick, which I'm going to go ahead and write Cashmere. This is a pretty color, a nude color. I'm going to take, this time I'm going to cut it in half and reserve the top. And you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to press down with your spatula. Now I'm going to dig in here. There's quite a bit of lipstick there in the bottom. This one is a very creamy, glossy satin type of lipstick, so you don't have to apply too much pressure. It's very whipped. And it kind of just lays in there. What a beautiful color. How pretty. And then I'm going to pick up the top. And then look. Like it was never used. Put on the top. Clean off my spatula. I'm going to take another Q-tip. I'm going to spray it with alcohol. And I'm going to clean up the edges of the wells. Of the wells. And voila! You have 3 wells completed. And that's how you get started. So if you continue to do this, you eventually get something like this with all your lipsticks in one place. Here's a double MAC palette that I've completed. Isn't that pretty? And then you simply flip down the plastic here and you have another set of colors. But it's great because I can keep all of my lipsticks organized. Good luck, and I'd love to see what you come up with yourselves. So tag me, let me see a lipstick palette that you've created for yourself. Beauty by India on Facebook, Beauty by India on Instagram, and you can always find me here on Beauty by India on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later.